Welcome to the Female CEO podcast, hosted by Mark Sephton. You may know her name, but do you know her story? This podcast takes you behind the titles and into the moments that shape some of today's most inspiring women. We explore the paths they've taken, the businesses they've built, and how they've created success on their own terms. Created by the Female CEO Create, Evolve, Overcome, these are honest, human conversations, rooted in real experience. Let the journey begin.
Emma, I want to welcome you to the Female CEO podcast. It's great to have you on today's show. For those of you who don't know Emma Persson is the founder of Coach Companion. She helps ambitious professionals build credibility, authority, and influence in both their careers and industries. It's great to have you on today's show.
Thank you, Mark. It's my pleasure to be with you today on this show. I'm a founder of the new Coach Companion. It was founded a long time ago, so just a little reminder. Yes, thank you.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because we've actually been friends and business associates for quite some time, haven't we?
Yes, we have. So I can just say that I'm looking forward every moment spending with you because of the connection we share, but also the way you can put the questions very relevant and very easily. So let's do the success again today.
Exactly. I think it does say a lot. I think about when I think of business, and I think the fact that both you and I, we both get to do what we love. We get to do it on our terms. And then, when we come across like-minded energies and mindsets like me and you dovetail and have, it becomes such a beautiful place to be.
It is. It feels home. It feels that you have been listened to with empathy, with love, never judgment or something. And if we can contribute to each other, we do, without any expectation or agenda. So this is what I love doing. And people I deeply connect, we have this kind of energy. Give and take, and life is tricky. So let's assist each other if we can, as much as we can.
We need each other for sure. I love the idea that a rising tide lifts all boats. When one of us grows and expands, our whole ecosystem, our connection also expands too.
Yes, secure people that trust themselves, they would like to see other people grow. Insecure people, and I work in the business of coaching leadership, I can see people that try to make others small and make themselves up, but it's not the way of doing that. If we rise everybody up, it's better for everybody, for the society, for the people, for the well-being, for the companies. You name it.
Yeah. So Emma, can you tell us about the Coach Companion and what really inspired you to create a platform that's really been dedicated to supporting ambitious individuals in their own personal and professional growth?
Well, I have been in, as I can say, people's business for ages, and I've done a lot of trainings, many of those in the UK and the US. But I understood that that people in Sweden don't want this to happen in English. It should happen in Swedish. And then I enrolled myself many years ago, more than 15 years ago, to a company called Coach Companion. And as you can see, I never left. Just a couple of years after that, very shortly after that, I chose to buy Coach Companion together with my companion, Johnny. And today we are owners of the company and made totally new concept and are driving in a different way. We now serve people globally. I can say from all continents, people live. All except the Antarctic. We didn't have anybody from Antarctic yet. Not from the Arctic. So all other continents, and I think that we invoiced more than between 40, 50 countries. I don't know exactly. So
Incredible.
about 50 countries in the world. And what I love with that is that people join from different backgrounds, from different cultures, from different experiences. And at the same time, they find a new language of being present, a language of accepting each other, respecting each other, respecting themselves as well, and the language of supporting each other, the growth and the mindset of evolving upward and forward. This is what just makes me uh, see that world actually is a global village. So we are not divided. We are really united. But if people are seeking what they are divided into, they will find, of course. If people are seeking for what is common, they will find it like this in a fraction of a second. So that's what makes me glow. Maybe it's visible as well. I get excited in a positive way because it makes me just see the potential of each of and every one of us. Thank you for the question. I love it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, I think it's really interesting. I guess there's a couple of thoughts that I want to ask you. One is the fact that there's this idea of speaking the language of the people or the person you want to attract. And you talked about how people were saying about like speaking in Swedish, but then you also knew that it kind of segregated and separated other people that you couldn't reach, and how we have to evolve and we have to find ways to, I think it's John Maxwell who says, many communicate, but few connect. And it's that connection that we have to turn up in order to attract the people we want to work.
Exactly. I happen to be a student of John Maxwell as well, and he's amazing in his leadership pearls. Every word he drops, it's a pearl. So I really got a lot from John Maxwell personally. And well, if we just get rid of our ego that we have to prove somebody that we are better or something. Just accept people that everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants the best for their children, for their society, for their community. Many people just don't know how. But I personally think that people are born with a good intention, with a good heart. And then on the way, something happens. There are no evil babies. Let's don't go there today. But something happens. But if we meet people with love and respect, they will just want to prove that we are right. And they will give also love and respect back. But it's not what you know, it's how you treat people. And I think that I got this one from John Maxwell. You can't speak to people's brain before you touch their hearts.
Beautiful.
So this is just connected people to the human level, not in the level of roles, level of doings, but the level of being, because we are human beings and behave as if we were human doings. Just the conversation begin with, what do you do? Instead of, who are you? Who are you? People cannot ask the question. If you ask them, answer the question. If you ask them, who are you? They will say that they are, every single role. But if you weren't that position, engineer or CEO or whatever, who are you? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Do you know what a great question is to help people with this, Emma, is who are you when you're not being useful? It really cuts right through. Because often people will say what they do, don't they? They say,
Yes.
like, I'm a coach, but actually when you focus on who are you when you're not useful, it really gets to the core.
This one is great. Thank you. Can I steal it from you?
You can steal it.
Yes, thank you. I'm stealing with pride.
Now, Emma, building credibility and authority is really key for any leader. From your experience, because you've been in the game a long time, what are the most maybe common challenges people face when trying to really establish themselves as a trusted expert within their field of genius?
I think everybody was born as a genius because it's a unique person. But let's focus on that. What is officially accepted as an expert, or what other word do you want to put? Well, there are challenges sometimes that you are in a survival mode or proving mode. If we can get rid of this mode, I can't prove you anything in this mode, survival or proving mode. I have to just step back and let people come with questions and find out. Make people curious, not about me, about themselves. I love leading by example. So it's not about me. It's about the recognition of the features they like in me and finding them in themselves. That's what I experience gave the best results. But you're not doing this with an agenda, because then it's not real. People are very sensitive what is real, what is fake. So I think this one, let people have space. Let people, what I can say, fall in love with themselves by finding the common determinators why they like something.
That self-awareness is so crucial. You have to go on a journey with yourself, don't you? And you have to, I think it's quite liberating, because I know who I am and I know what I'm good at, but I also know who I'm not and what I'm not good at. But I just stay in my lane.
Yeah, because people are very, very quick to judge other people. Because if I judge others, I don't have to look in the mirror myself and face myself. So I can look everywhere by myself and judge other people. People are very, I'm not generalizing, but people that tend to judge other people should really look themselves in the mirror and find out who they are instead. But some people know exactly who I am or who you are. Interesting. I spend all my waking hour to find more about myself, learn about myself. And people after 5 minutes know exactly who I am. Good. There is actually one of us who knows. So you just observing without reactions, because sometimes it can provoke reaction. But if you stay safe in knowing who you, as you said beautifully, who you are not are, not only you are, but not are. It's not about me. It's not about me. They're just saying who they are themselves. So judging for me is one of the features I just don't like. When I see people judging others, gossiping about others, I don't think I would like to be in that surrounding. So I just remove myself. Because to change, no. Everybody has to do their work.
I love the idea of observation and observing. They say, how do you know who someone is? And you just look at what they do. I think one thing that we don't necessarily do, which I think really works with what you're saying here, is actually observing ourselves. Observe the way that we respond, the way we reflect, the way we react. I think there's a big opportunity for all of us, including myself here, of observing our own behavior.
Exactly. And being a master certified coach as well, as having coach companion, we work according to strictly regulated ethical guidelines, but also competencies that we have to not only follow, live, actually walk the talk. And one of these is self-reflection. seeing my own progress, not what I do, but as a human being. And if I say, how could I do that before? No, 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 no. Be very loving towards yourself, because what it is, it's a sign of growth. It's a sign of growth. That's what I could. I didn't know better at that time. I did my best. And I trust people do their best. I do trust everybody does their best every day. But we have work to do, observation, self-reflection, work on ourselves. It's never ending. Then that day, the people know that
Yeah.
the glow they have inside start to just fade away, and uh, I don't know what's left.
You work a lot on helping professionals grow strategically. I think, we live in a world where we need to not only know ourselves, but also know how to position ourselves. What would you say is the first steps that you really advise someone looking to really establish themselves in their own industry?
Well, there is not official recipe for that, but I can see the person, and actually many people establishing as professionals in their business, they work more on their plan, their website. They want to know it all instead of working on themselves and taking other people's help with other stuff, instead of starting working with all the programs and everything, the homepage, everything, instead of just being the best version of themselves, hiring other people who knows that, and focus, niche themselves on their business idea and the people they're meant to serve. So actually, there is no strategy unless people decide why they're doing that, for whom. Are, do they love what they do? And being in love with the future customer, not in the business idea. There are few professions in the world that are not dependent on people. So knowing the people is the first step, not knowing your homepage and, visit cards and your, whatever invoicing programs. No, 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 no.
We do seem to forget that really the success of life really does derive from relationship with self. And we get so persuaded and bombarded by gimmicks and what people say we should be doing. But like you said, there's nothing sweeter than having an understanding and a relationship with yourself that really brings you to the forefront of knowing who you are. And when you show up, it's like people are attracted to your confidence and your knowledge.
Mm. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. The people really should work on themselves, and their
Yeah,
finding the passion, and just make a strategy that works according to your passion and go forward. Uh,
exactly.
mm,
It's so important that I think that we do just take that time just to be one with ourselves. And one thing I wanted to ask you, because it's something that I hear and I find it really interesting, because I don't really struggle with this. And so for me, I'm wondering whether it's something that you can identify more, because I always find it hard to speak about something that I just don't necessarily have any like relevance to. And I think I've probably alluded to it in the sense of, for me, I stay in my lane, but this idea of imposter syndrome, I know many leaders that really struggle with this. I've never felt like an imposter, because if I do, then I know it's not the environment and the path for me. Because for me, it's always about knowing self, which is what we're talking about here. But when trying to scale their own influence, how do you help clients maybe overcome that self-doubt and have confidence to be able to communicate their expertise where they're not facing this?
Well, I'm always bouncing back to the relationship with yourself, as you just mentioned before, because actually most best conversations you're having with yourselves, because most of the time we spend alone, sleeping or thinking or doing other things. So relationship with yourself. Actually, the biggest difference between lunatics and normal people, what society means normal, is that lunatics do this conversation loud on the street, and we do them quietly in the head. So the conversation, why I'm bringing that. This imposter syndrome is nothing that is outside; it is from the inside. They're having them here, or the gremlins, or whatever we can, saboteurs, or whatever we can name them. So to quiet this voice that actually is sabotaging you, this is why I'm bringing back a relationship to yourself. Who says about that? Whose voice you're listening to? Maybe you're listening to some voice that you've heard 30, 40, 50 years ago, but it's not you. So to establish and to reveal what kind of voice is loudest when you have a conversation with yourself. Because many people have very, very bad words towards themselves. If they spoke to other people as they speak in the monologue with themselves, they would never have any friends, anybody that would say hello to them. But they have this kind of voice. So the first step is actually always to establish who is the person, what kind of voice is telling you that, and do you believe everything you think? We shouldn't believe just every thought we have. So this is what I take as the first step, and then we take it from there, because these syndromes, they're not from the outside, they're from the inside.
I think we have to bring in other stories and points of. I think one of the most helpful thoughts when I had therapy was just this idea of what happens if it isn't the way that I think it is. And it's kind of ruminating. Maybe they were upset with me and it was nothing to do with me. Maybe they were having a bad day, rather than it being something that you take personally.
Beautiful. This reminds me of Byron Katie, a phenomenal woman who she had the bestseller, or she has the bestseller still, The Works. And I attended one of her seminars, thousands of people. And then she had just simplifying this. Is it true? Are you sure is it true that it's true? Who are you without that thought? So because this is similar what you're sharing. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, well, it's important, isn't it? Because I think that we do get inside our own way. And you're saying that imposter syndrome often is actually the story we're telling ourselves based on maybe what others have said, but we've accepted it as truth rather than actually pausing, having a different voice, and kind of just thinking in a different way.
Yes. And I often speak to people that I'm mentoring, not coaching. How about rewriting your story? So if you can rewrite your story, it's only you having the power to rewrite your story from now onwards. What should it be? Many people are living their lives as they are not playing the main role in their film. There are some, I don't know, not even B-roll, playing some invisible statist. What is the name of that? Just somebody doing something there in background. To take back the main role in the film called you. So rewriting the story is just the second next step about do you believe in that story? So just rewrite it. What would you like to do? To be? Who do I want to be?
I think having that authority is really key, and that's why it's really important that we talk about this stuff. But I've noticed that authority isn't just about knowledge, Emma. It's really about influence and presence. How do you believe we should be showing up so that we are developing our own personal brand that truly reflects our own expertise and values?
Very, very simple questions. Yes, it's a complex question, Mark.
It is, but you need these because you're an expert, and you can't have small talk anymore. We're way past that.
Okay. What I would like to suggest always, and to find your why, and the who, and the how will start revealing from there. You have to know who are you speaking to, who is your crowd, and what kind of brand are you building, to whom, who needs to see you, who are you going to serve, and then go that lane, because you cannot just be I myself. Yes, I'm being myself. Yes, it's number one, but who wants to have that kind of influence? Where are these people? Why they want to connect with me? What exactly will they benefit? How can I serve so their lives become just a little bit better? So I really have to know who I am, why I'm doing that, where is my crowd, to know how. So for me, as a coach as well, the how comes later. You need to answer the who, the what, the why. You must know your purpose, your mission, because otherwise you're a people pleaser. When I see somebody have all of my clients, I can serve everybody. I know that this person will serve nobody because it cannot be recognized by your crowd. So the first step, knowing where is your crowd, who is your crowd, where are they? Yeah. How is later? It really reveals just as a red carpet, the how. Ooh, as long as you know these WH questions. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for ambitious women that are listening. Emma, what are your top 3 strategies you recommend for consistently building credibility and becoming that resource of where they're like, this is the person you need to go to?
I would love to say hello to all women listening to that. Don't just think that because you are woman, your brain capacity is less or something. You are less. You are more. You are more. Just being a woman, you're more. And look at other women that succeeded, and see what does it appeals you in their way of being. Copy paste, deal with the pride, as I said, in your own way, and don't anybody say that you cannot. Don't listen. Just don't listen to others. Find your role models, find good coaches, men or women, because not all men are those that don't respect women. I think it's person to person. When we were in babies in our mother's stomach, the first couple of, I don't know exactly, weeks, we didn't have any agenda. We were people. So if you treat yourself as a human being, not just as a woman, you are already one step more. Maybe I'm blessed being in Sweden. All societies are not the same. We have a long way to go in Sweden too. Many countries have much, much longer way to go. But I would like to encourage all women, take women role models, and just go on. And always find a place, a possibility, whatever, to empower other women. Just secure women. They empower other women.
Because there is enough to go around. I find it really interesting where some people kind of get a little territorial. They're scared of competition. For me, I enjoy competition. I enjoy the fact that there is enough to go around, and I enjoy, just that sense of community and kind of going for the win-win. Where is it where we both win? Where you grow and I grow, you
Yeah.
evolve, I evolve, and there is still that sense in this business world where there is still people see other people as threats. Whereas I'm really not fussed. I really want you to succeed, Emma. I really want you to expand. I want you to go above and beyond. I want you to achieve more than I'm achieving. Like, why not?
I love this kind of thoughts. There is a place for competition, and it is sports, and it is competition on this particular thing in life. We cannot compete with other people because we are unique, and there is a reason. I really believe in that. Why are you one of those who is on this earth? So, what is your mission? Out one single person, the world is not the same. So there is no competition. There is no competition. The only competition is with yourself, and by being the best version of yourself and treating other people as they are the best version, the world will be much, much better place to be.
Yeah. Finally, I've asked this question to every woman so far that's appeared on the Female CEO. And it's really the question of what's one thing men can do to help women in their authority?
To accept women who they are and understand women, because men think from the reasoning. Most women think from feelings first. So understanding each other as well. So just understand and be patient. Don't try to solve her problems because she's just sharing something. She's not telling you, do it for me. Men are doers. Sometimes women just share because they want to be listened to. Listen, she will tell you if she needs help.
I definitely feel like one of the best questions a man can ask a woman is do you want me to listen or do you want my input and let her decide? Emma, it's been really good to have you on this episode of the Female CEO podcast. Where can people find out more about you?
You can find more about me at my homepage. Just email me, coachcompanion.se. So please find me there on LinkedIn, on social media. I'm happy to connect with positive people that love other people. Thank you.
Love that. I think one of my personal visions for this podcast is to be able to have representative from as many countries as possible. And you're flying the flag for Sweden. It's great to have you as part of this first series. So thank you, Emma.
Thank you, Mark. Pleasure.
You've been listening to the Female CEO podcast, created by the Female CEO Create, Evolve, Overcome. This podcast amplifies women's voices, stories, and lived experience. Subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and on our YouTube channel, and discover more at thefemaleceo.com.